This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. It's Wednesday, April 5th today.
A very wet Wednesday, April 5th.
A very noisy April 5th.
Oh my goodness, yes. The rumbles of thunder this morning were
Lightning
very loud.
strikes.
I can't say I've ever heard it through a radio before, but at one point I did question whether or not people listening to us could hear it because it was right over top of us, I want to say around 8:30.
Yeah.
And it's great to watch, but it also makes me nervous when that happens because we're working with
Surrounded by electrical equipment.
with headphones on. So in my head, I think if we get zapped, it's going to zap us through our headphones.
It hasn't happened yet.
No, and I imagine
might.
there are several things in place so it doesn't happen, but it still crosses my mind that it could happen.
Now I'm nervous.
See,
I was okay
right,
before.
exactly.
Thank you, everybody who texted in. I had my little minor mouth surgery yesterday. Dr. Lee did a great job, so I'm here.
Yeah, that text was
I'm not sure
nice.
if I'm supposed to be here.
Really? Because you're not.
I feel good about it, but now that's
You don't
kind
know.
of pseudo over.
You don't know if you're supposed to be here. I believe your doctor told you not to be here. Your dentist friend told you not to be here. I've been telling you not to be here for weeks. And your wife told you not to be here. And here you are, listeners this morning, told you not to be here.
And that sounds like a perfectly good reason why I'm
why
here
you
then.
should. Mm-hmm.
Oh, all you authoritative telling me how to live my life? What a male response.
When I received the text yesterday and it said, good to go, I thought, okay, there was relief. Don't get me wrong. I was like, okay. It really wasn't as bad as what I had. And then I walk in the studio this morning and I'm sorry. The one side of your face is swollen.
Yeah,
You're talking out of the other side of your mouth. And I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing here? As relieved as I was to hear that you were coming in and great to see you, you don't need to be here.
This country wasn't created by people who took days off when their mouths were sore.
I would have taken the day.
And I wouldn't have blamed you a single bit. You should. You're a valuable member of the team. I'm just disposable.
Oh, shut up.
So I can't.
See, and now my fear is because you came in today, because you went to all of us, tomorrow you're going to be done.
Just done. Now I'm over 2 weeks.
Which sucks because, tomorrow it's like, well, crap. I would have wanted to hear tomorrow if I had the choice of the 2 days.
Why, going into the long weekend, throwback Thursday? Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, no, I'll be here tomorrow. Everything's fine.
Oh, my God.
They did say it's going to puff up today.
Yeah, and
puff up tomorrow.
And Friday.
Friday might be a little, but then by Saturday it goes away. It's like 3 days.
So tomorrow's going to be the worst day, is what you're saying.
Probably not for pain. It's throbbing a little bit, but it's okay.
But you talk for a living, Mark.
Yeah.
You're talking right now.
I think the fact that everybody is so understanding of it and not going, what is he saying, is fine.
Well, we've set it up pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
We were pretty honest.
Yeah. So
Mark shouldn't be here because he got a tooth pulled, so if it sounds kind of funky,
so here we
that's
go
why.
with the show this morning. But we had a lot going on. I wanted to do our throwback. I wanted to do the iPod Shuffle, and I wanted to say goodbye to Fire Chief Monique Belair.
Yes.
Today.
We tracked her down because we'd spoken to her for International Women's Day, and just about the same time, the story broke that she was heading down the road to Kingston to take over as chief there. Huge loss for us. Great opportunity for her, of course. But what she has done in the last 2 years, wow, it's incredible.
So we caught up with her to, first of all, as always, to say goodbye. We couldn't let you go without saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't even express to you what a difficult decision it was for me to make.
I imagine, of course it would be bittersweet because I would think that you don't want to, you've only been here, 2 years?
2 years,
2 years. So, to say goodbye. But you are just moving down the road from us, too.
And you know what? That's what I keep telling myself. It's amazing. People say, it's only been 2 years. But in 2 years, the relationship I have with the membership here at Belleville Fire, and, I volunteer with United Way and Humane Society and different organizations, that I got roots really quickly with the city of Belleville. And I just can't even describe to you the mixed emotions I have. Yesterday was a very difficult day for me. I cleaned my office out because I'm taking a couple of days off before starting with Kingston. And they had a really nice ceremony, a very personal, quiet ceremony with the members, and it was very emotional.
When you look back over your 2 years, as brief as it is, and we've, of course, talked about Camp Molly, and that might be the answer, but what do you think your legacy time here was? What are you most proud of?
I think that I was able to lift the morale of the firefighters and gain their trust, and that, we've got the capital budget passed, and we've got new fire trucks going to be coming. We got the second set of bunker gear, so we got peer support group up and running with extra counseling for them. So mental health and wellness of the firefighters is always a top priority. But next to Camp Molly, I would say the monument as well, the Memorial Rose Garden that we planted last year on September 11th for our 13 line of duty deaths was huge for me, very big significance. So the disappointing part is that the monument, because of the delay, obviously, in supplies, isn't actually going to be erected until probably June, and I won't be the fire chief of the day when it gets done.
But will you come back for that?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That is such a significant part of the history of this department, and the fact that council supported it and provided the funding is phenomenal.
Outgoing Fire Chief Monique Belair of Belleville, moving an hour east to become Fire Chief in Kingston. Day one up there, are you bringing the same ideas with you, or do they have other concerns that we in Belleville don't experience?
So they're a much larger department, but they do still have, some of the same issues. But what is really nice is that they are an accredited fire service, one of 10 in Canada. So they already have a very strategic plan that's been approved by council, whereas in Belleville, we're still developing our fire master plan with the consultants. It should be ready in the next few months. So it'll be nice to go in. There's the strategic plan. I know what the expectation is of me as the fire chief and how to move it forward with the support of council. So that's a nice benefit to have. But, like I said, Belleville's going to get there. They're working hard. You have phenomenal firefighters in this city, and I just cannot speak highly enough of the support they provided me, especially as an outsider coming in. They're very traditional firefighters. So the fact that they opened up and let me in so quickly as their leader is amazing.
Monique Belair, we talked about your legacy here in Belleville, even in the short time you've been here, but on a more personal note, what are your feelings leaving the city and heading to Kingston now? Your experience here?
So I had a wonderful experience with the residents of the community, with my fire department, with other city employees. Were also supportive, especially when I brought the initiative of Camp Molly to the Belleville-Quinte area. They couldn't be more supportive. And, a lot of times you get service. When I was in my interview, I stressed both to Belleville and to Kingston that a huge part of my desire to be a fire chief in the service was to implement change and diversify it, and that's what I was doing through the Camp Molly initiative. And they were very supportive, and so far Kingston has been wonderful about recognizing the importance of this initiative to me.
And at what point along the process, because of the ages of those involved, do you think you'll ever get a chance to hire somebody who went through Camp Molly?
So it's funny you say that, because 6 of the girls, so remembering that they're 15 to 18,
right.
Not everybody can go to pre-service firefighting right away. 6 of our girls from last year's camp are in pre-service. And I can tell you from my original Camp Molly in 2019, one of them is out in the Northwest Territories.
So we're there. We're there.
Wow.
We're there. We're hiring them already. So.
Wow.
So Camp Molly will continue its registration. Last we spoke, I believe registration was open. It has closed now?
No, it doesn't close till June.
Okay.
There are 35 spots available. They're filling up fast, but we don't make any decisions until after registration closes. So it closes in June. So we encourage every young female to, and again, we stress, it's not just about the red trucks. We cover every viable option about a career in fire services. So it's not just suppression, it's communications, training, prevention, education, So the whole gamut, fire investigations. So we really stress to people, don't just focus on the suppression side. There are a multitude of opportunities for these young ladies.
Because that's always part of the naysayers, is that if I need somebody to crawl into a house and save my wife, I want a 220-pound guy, not a 140-pound woman. Well, that's 2% of the job.
Well, and that's kind of a Neanderthal thinking too, right?
Yeah, right.
It disappoints me every time I get a young girl that calls me about the camp. And, this year we got another call from a mother that kept asking me about the camp. And I kept saying to her, well, we haven't closed it. We can't make decisions yet. And she goes, well, it's really important that my daughter gets into the camp. And I said, why? She said, well, she's in grade 11 this year, going to grade 12. She has to apply to post-secondary. She really wants to be a firefighter. But her father doesn't think she's strong enough to do the job. So she needs to come to Camp Molly to prove to her dad that she's actually strong enough so that he'll pay for her post-secondary education.
Right.
Wow.
That's just deplorable. When I hear statements like that, like, what message are we sending to our young females today?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. You sure you won't change your mind and hang around?
It's funny, after yesterday when they gave me my white helmet, chiefs wear white helmets, and it's all signed with all the comments and sentiments from the firefighters, there was that second of me that thought, maybe.
Charity and I could pool our salaries to pay the little bit more, whatever it was. Hey, we wish you all the best.
And you will just be right down the road, and
Yep.
I'm sure it won't be I'm hoping it won't be our last conversation with you, but as you said, with the monument coming this June to be unveiled in the Rose Garden, and I'm sure there'll be other events.
Absolutely, and we welcome you to come out to Camp Molly and meet some of the girls if you'd like and interview them. I think that's part of their favorite part is that they get a voice, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right, well, we wish you all the best. Enjoy your couple of days off. Happy Easter, and then good luck Monday morning when you swing into the new digs in Kingston.
Well, thank you very much for having me on today.
There's something that you would like to see in your fire chief: passion for what they do,
100%.
commitment to the people who do the job you do, and the love of the community for which you do it for. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It is.
Pretty cool.
Now, have we heard who will be replacing her?
We have not.
Or who's going to step into that role now?
And I mean, the history has been recently, of course, that they go outside.
They kind of put it out there to see, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not saying they wouldn't promote from within, but you can only promote who applies. You can't force anybody
True.
to apply. But yeah, we'll see what happens over the next little while.
I'd say some big shoes to fill.
And my guess is it's not something you rush into.
No,
But
I wouldn't think so, no.
You probably don't want the seat empty for too long either. So my guess is within a couple of months, 3 months, maybe they already know and they're waiting.
You want the right person
Yeah.
in that position. There's no question, because it comes with a lot, as she outlined. There's a lot to it, rather than just overseeing. Okay, there's a fire. Let's go.
Yeah, you go and you go.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than that.
I think the fact that I'm going to guess Kingston kind of headhunted a little bit. I'm not going to say she wasn't interested, but it makes us feel good that we made the right choice 2 years ago because, boy, Kingston couldn't wait to get her.
Yeah.
So whoever's doing the hiring here for the city, you guys have been doing a good job. Guys and gals, doing a good job picking good people here because they are moving on to bigger and better things, and people really like who we have.
Even though it was a short time, though, too, it did move our fire department ahead too. Like there were things that she accomplished or helped work towards with the existing fire department. So you're right, good hiring. She might have only been here 2 years, but in that 2 years, she was able to help push it forward. So the next person coming into the job will continue that and continue the forward movement. So that's you're right. The right person was in there, and I'm sure the next person will be just as successful.
Because when you've had a fire chief that's gotten that much done, you know what to look for in the next one, and the qualities to have. So that's great. We wish her all the best. She begins there on Monday. Tomorrow it's a Throwback Thursday. We have our one-hit wonders of the 90s. I have The Laws, There She Goes.
I have Mbop Hanson for you to vote on.
See,
there's the lightning again.
There it is again. You're getting an earworm after 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Regardless, yeah.
Question of which one you want. Vote on Facebook. Winning song coming up tomorrow after the 8 o'clock news.
Also coming up tomorrow, we'll be joined by David Foote from the Belleville Sens because this is the final regular home game for the Belleville Sens, regular season home game for the Sens. They're taking on the
Cleveland Monsters Saturday night. Cleveland
so
tonight.
So it's Fan Appreciation Night.
On Saturday.
And they have a lot of stuff lined up and ready to go. We went last year to Fan Appreciation, and it was a lot of fun.
Great
so
time.
if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, do that. And David joins us tomorrow with all the details.
Nice display on their website, outlining times, events. There's a special food deal tonight, I think, from 5 until 6 or 6 until 7.
Oh, nice.
Before the game. And, of course, if you'd like to renew your season's tickets or pick up season's tickets you never had any for next year, those packages are available as well. So get all the details at BellevilleSens.com. Wish them all the best. Is there, 3 back of a playoff spot, 3 points?
They're still close. They're still in it.
Yeah.
It could happen.
And Cleveland's a team they gotta take care of business. They're should be behind them in the standings. I think they're tied with them right now. So take care of that tonight. Win something on the road on Friday, and then take it home
Saturday.
on Fan Appreciation Night on Saturday, and be a good run for them and get them into the playoffs. So be good and loud if you're at the CAA Arena tonight. We'll tell you more about that coming up tomorrow morning with Mark and Charity Mornings here on 95.5 Hits FM.